What's up with my APA family? It's your boy L APA coming through with another video, some solid content for your mind. You already know. And as always, man, on this channel, you know what we do, man. We kicking the details by way of my experiences for the youngsters, for the reoffenders, man. So hopefully, man, the former doesn't go into the system, period, and the latter doesn't go back. And as you can tell by that good old caption, that thumbnail, that uña. Rest in peace to my celly, Clanton. Gotta retell the story. So, man, where to begin, right? So, I guess I'll begin here. The homie, man, Shadow from Clanton. He was from the North Hollywood branch. There's a Clanton in LA, but the San Fernando Valley has a Clanton, Calle 14, 14th Street. And I think it's one of the few, if not the only, and I only say the few because as far as my experience, I've never heard of any neighborhood having a 14th Street, right? Except for them, but you know, you just never know. So, Clanton, old neighborhood, you know. I am at Kern Valley State Prison. Kern Valley State Prison on the A yard on the main line for years. I was a law library clerk there. Was doing my thing, going to substance abuse classes, whatnot. Matter of fact, I was a law library clerk, and then they stuck me into substance abuse classes, which I was upset about because, you know, half of my day was shot, you know. I would have to be there in the morning, and I'd rather be in the law library clerk's office doing my thing, you know. And plus, the senor was like, "Hey, what's up, man? Papa from Harpies." He was like, "What's going on with you, man?" Like, you know, because for the most part, he wanted me to keep calling dudes in at a certain time, so and so, so and so. And I was like, "Man, they put me in substance abuse classes. What do I do? You know, what I do?" He's like, "Well, you know, fuck it. You know, roll with the punches. It is what it is." You know, and he had to find somebody else. But you know, when I was there in the afternoons, everything was the same. But my point is that I didn't like being in substance abuse classes, and that's it. But it was what it was. Now, my celly at the time was Shadow from Clanton, and good dude, man. He had been down since 1986. Let me repeat that one more time. He had been locked up since 1986, and he had been there for a murder robbery, you know. And he wasn't even the shooter. That's the crazy part about it, man. And the story, and I believe him, you know, the story that I got from him, because you know the DA is going to paint you in the worst light ever. But the story that I got, obviously, was the truth. His crime, he went in there on a sick one, gunny, doing his thing. And he went to the store, did his thing, didn't even tell him shit, robbed it, ended up killing somebody. And Shadow was there. That's not to say that Shadow wasn't with the business. That's not to say that Shadow wasn't doing his thing, nothing. It's just, he told me that himself. He's like, "Man, I was doing my thing. I was gangbanging. I was doing all that shit." But he's like, on this certain day, man, they're trying to make it seem like we went there planning it. And he's like, "We did it, you know? That's, you know, and it's fucked up." And he's like, if the homie would have told me that he had the intentions to go in there and rob the fucking store, I wouldn't have gone. Straight up. I would have put his ass on check, or at least just walked away. You know? And I believe that. That shit's true. He's not the first fucking celly, ironically, that I've had that has been there for murders stemming from a robbery, you know, or just like a liquor store or 7-Eleven type shit, in which they didn't know that was gonna happen. That's the fucked up part. When you're rolling around with somebody that's trigger happy, they're not gonna sit here and tell you like, "Hey, I'm gonna kill somebody on the spur of the moment." It doesn't fucking work that way, you know. But the DA is gonna make it seem like that, like you were both on there on a sick one. You know, you're both guilty by association. It's for the benefit of the gang. They're bringing a gang expert talking about, "Oh yeah, man, usually Sureños, you know, well, you know what the gang does is, you know, you cannot be a coward, you know. So when you're there and you go to commit a crime, you do so knowingly and willfully." And you know, they try to say some bullshit ass testimony, and it's just like, bro, that doesn't even coincide with reality. you know. But these motherfuckers think they're experts. That's the craziest shit that I've ever tripped out on. How the fuck is it gonna be a gang expert? How is a dude gonna be a gang expert when he's never been a gang member? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. It's just like having no experience but reading all the books. It's like me reading all the literature on the Nazi fucking party of World War II in Nazi Germany, and then pretending like I know exactly how they are, you know, and knowing exactly how they get down. It's just unrealistic. It's detachment, bro. It's absurd. That they get away with it every single fucking trial, bro. They call in the gang expert, the jury eats it up, and it's just fucking ridiculous, bro. Yeah, once in a while, even a blind man could fucking, you know, catch a squirrel every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? Like, but for the most part, they're full of shit. So, the homie, man, was innocent. The homie went in there, robbed the store because of whatever the fuck he was thinking, killed somebody, and that was that. You know, he had been out since 1986, and when we ended up being cellies, we were in one block. And one block, I was there with Todd Ashker, Frank Clement, two Aryan Brotherhood individuals. Matter of fact, Lefty was there too, and a couple other woods that were on one block, you know. And then I got moved from there to fucking to 4 block. So when I get moved to 4 block, I was still with Shadow, chilling with it and Dylan. We're getting our thing, and you know, after a while, man, you know, the homie, my celly, the one that they actually end up telling me to kill, he had been asking me for months, bro, hey, move in with me, bro, like. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. I knew he was slanging. He was doing it big on the yard. I'm telling you. When I'm saying he was doing it big, bro, I'm telling you, he was doing it big. You know? And part of me was like, fuck, yeah. But I knew that the moment that I moved into that cell, we're going to start fucking around. Because so much dope, it's free. Come on, man. And we're locked up. So I was on a different trip. I know how to program without getting high. I did it for the majority of my term. You know? But there was a few times in my term where I did fuck around. And I went on a sick one, you know, burning dudes, fucking getting down with dudes, you know, even stabbing dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, so my point is this. Finally, this dude, man, comes at me and he tells me, hey, bro, they're hating on me, this and that, you know, it is what it is. And me and Shadow, I had a couple issues, nothing major. It was no issues like we couldn't live together or whatnot. But at the time, the homie had been sending me Halle. And, you know, there was a little traffic at the pad. And Shadow didn't like that. You know, he didn't like that. He didn't like it. And I was like, okay, it's all good. I respect it. But, you know, like, this is our cell. You know, so it's just like, what's going to, you know, something's going to give eventually. And I told him, hey, OG, I'm going to keep doing my thing. You know. And he was like, fuck, man. So we kind of left it at a stalemate, nothing. You know, we didn't bump heads or nothing like that. It was a good-ass dude, man. He used to do his little jewelry boxes and things like that, man. I had a lot of love for that cat, man. But eventually, I seen that when he asked me, the other homie asked me to sell up with them. At the time that he asked me, oh, they're hating on me, this and that. I see it as an opportunity to fix 2 birds with 1 stone. Fuck it, you know what? At least Shadow won't have to worry about no traffic come to his cell because I'm slanging. And then the homie, you know, I'll go over there and back him up, see what's up. So that's what I did. I shot over there. And look, man, maybe about, I don't know how long it was, man. But I see Shadow on the yard, and he's like, hey, man, how's everything over there? I heard you guys may be having some problems, this like that. And we were. That's when everything started fucking hitting the fan. And but I'm a loyal person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was going to ride with my celly if I had to. But when they asked me to kill him, I was like, nah, I'm cool. But anyways, he's like, if you ever want to move back over here, let me know, you know? And that told me a lot. But I didn't know why he was asking me. I ended up hitting, everything happened, went to the side, you guys know the story, and maybe about 6 months about 4 or 5 months, 6 months, they called me to the program office. They called me to the program office and they said, you got an attorney visit. And when they told me you got an attorney visit, I was like, what the hell? Like, ain't nobody want to hear 14 years into their term. 14 years into their prison term. Nobody wants to hear that they have an attorney visit. Because if you have an attorney visit, that's what they call it, the docket. That means you have a new case. And at 14 years, statute of limitations is only 7 years. And I know that I've done shit in my life that has no statute of limitations, right? So I was like, fuck, my heart sank. And I'm walking to the fucking attorney visit, and my heart's racing, and I'm like, fuck, man. You know, thinking whatever I'm thinking, you know. I know, hey, authorities watching you, you're never going to get it out of me. I get there, and there's a detective. And when he says Kern County Police Department, Kern County Detective, automatically I'm thinking like, well, I've never done nothing in Kern County except some bullshit, you know. Nothing that it's a life case. So I automatically calm down, but he pulls out some papers, and I seen Shadow's picture, and I was like, damn, the homie getting caught up or what? Automatically I was like, this was gonna try to get some information off of me. That was my celly. What the homie get snatched up for, man? They're trying to hit him with the validation packet, you know, something. But I'm thinking the validation, the señores are in the yard, so I'm thinking, what did he do? You know, did he kill somebody or something? So much shit's running through my head. And obviously then he breaks the news to me, and he's like, how well did you know your celly? And he asked me some questions, and I'm not gonna fucking say those fucking things that he asked me, because they're fucking disrespectful, or they're a disgrace. But he had to ask me those questions, as far as questions pertaining to his character. And I was like, no, none of that ever happened while I was celly, none of that bullshit. He's like, yeah, well, he passed away, you know, his celly killed him. You know, and I was like, damn, that shit hit me. Like, even though I was on that side, I knew that old man would still fuck with me. Trust me, man, there's a lot of camaradas on that side that know my heart. They knew the circumstances that I left under, bro. Ain't no cells get hit, none of that. Never debriefed a day in my fucking life. And take that shit to the bank. Even my homeboys ran to make on me. Not that it matters to me, but I'm just saying, you know, I left with my dignity intact, you know, as much as I could, you know, given my situation. But, man, I was like, fuck, man, that's fucking crazy, you know? And I remember thinking, like, fuck, man, if I would have moved in with him when he asked me to do that, not only would I still be active, but he would still be alive, and everything will be straight, you know? And I thought about that so many times in my life, but my loyalty is always something that I stood by, and I had to stay loyal to my celly, you know? And unfortunately, man, he ends up getting choked out by his celly. His celly was on Scante, straight J-Cat. This is basically what happened. The dude got all wigged out of Scante, and I could only imagine when he asked me, man, you know, and he didn't want to tell me. What convict's gonna come up to you and tell you, like, hey, I'm worried. You know, I'm worried about this dude. You know, I don't know what he could do to me in his sleep, because even the hardest motherfucker in the world can only watch himself so long. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're going to have to go to sleep. And when you have a motherfucker that's on Scante up all night, and you're worried he's a little crazy, bro, look what happened. Choked him out. Killed him. And then he tried to say some bullshit ass shit about his character. So, anywho, my point is this, man. You know, rest in peace of Shadow from Clanton, man. That was definitely a heartbreaker right there. But it's the reality we go through in prison. I witnessed so many dudes die, and this is not the first death story that I have, and you guys have heard some, and I'm going to continue to come with the ones that I have, you know, but it is what it is. Youngsters, learn that lesson. It is what it is, man. Don't go to prison. One life saved is one life blessed. A smart man learns from his mistakes, but a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. APA, I'm out.